Today we're going to look at how I use Hunter.io. Which Hunter.io is an email finding tool. It's like the best email finding tool there is. It's quite expensive, but it's worth the money. It's particularly good for finding decision makers in businesses. It's less good for finding journalists' emails because lots of journalists are freelancers and it looks for the @domain email. But if you're ever in a situation where you need to find people at a particular company, say you're doing sales outreach, then Hunter is amazing. And this is how I use it to get like a almost perfect bounce rate. So when you go on Hunter, you get the Chrome extension, right? And it's this little foxy thing. And if it's finding emails, it will glow orange or ready, but like a fox. You click it, and it's going to be one of three things. It's either going to give you like the green shield and tick, which means valid, or it's going to give you either a green or yellow score with no tick. So what it says here affects what you do. And what you do is, firstly, you do not use Hunter to find the person's name. Hunter is shit at finding decision makers. It's amazing at finding emails. So you use LinkedIn to find the names. So here we've got a sheet and we've got the names of the people already. I used LinkedIn to find this. I did not use Hunter to find this. So you go onto Hunter, you go onto this, you go find by name, you paste the name and you press enter. If it's valid, then what I do is I test the validity of it. And how I do that is I create a fake person to see if it will also say that's valid. If it also says that this fake person is valid, then I don't trust the validity. So I just change Dan Taylor to Dan Daler. And if it just spins for ages without working, so it's just loading, that's a good sign. That means it's not just making stuff up. So it will eventually say no results for us. We go back to Dan Taylor, and then we now know that this is a real valid email address. So there we go for one. itsconstruction.co.uk. Hunter. The person here is called it's called Graham Coker. Graham Coker, right? Find by name. You can see these are acceptable. This means that you just can't really trust those acceptable. So what you do is you copy, you go exact match search. Sorry. You copy the email address. Graham Coker. Copy. And then exact match search. So search in quotes. And this will bring up every exact instance of this thing. There are no instances of it. So then the next thing you do is you go onto Hunter again and you look at the other people and you look at the sources. And this is the evidence that Hunter has that this email pattern is true. So there's one. So this is on the website on a fairly recently published page. So that's pretty trustworthy in my book. But we'll look at other sources. So this is another person. Again, this is also on the website. Yeah. So what this is telling me is that the first name, last name pattern is reliable. So I am happy to go and put the guy's name back in. Graham Coker. Graham Coker. And then I'll put it in there. So the next one is bluearrow.co.uk. Our person is called Andy Hart. Hunter. Cool, we're getting valid ones here, so that's nice and easy. Andy Hart. So Andy Fart. Nothing funny about that. And that's given us what we want, so you can trust this one. The next one is Fawkes and Reese. Oh, well, Hunter's not giving us anything, so I'm just going to skip that one. I'd have gone I'd have gone and found that one manually if I was doing this in real life, but this is just for the video and I don't want to get bogged down in that. That's a video for another time. What was that guy's name? Andrew Hart. Was it Andy Hart? Andy Hart. It is the end of the day today, I do apologise. Andy Hart. Andy Hart. That one didn't have anything. Was it Fawkes and Reese or PR Solutions that I did next? Fawkes and Reese. Yeah, nothing given. So I would find that manually, which I'm not going to do. Next one is PSR Solutions. This one is valid. So the person we're looking for is James Sanders. And we go James Sanders. It says it's valid, but then you go for James Banders. And there's nothing given, so we go back to James Sanders. So that shows us that Hunter's not just chatting shit. I've been using Hunter for a long time, and it's gotten so much better. It used to sort of like hallucinate stuff, but it doesn't really do it anymore. But it's still worth checking. So the guy's name is Paul Edwards. Paul Edwards. And we've got Paul at frontline, so I'm going to go for Paul Fredwoods. Paul Fredwoods. Oh, okay, that's not a good sign. So Paul Jedwood. Yeah, it's just telling. Okay, so it's hallucinating here. So we then go for. There's one instance and it's first name at, and it's in their privacy policy, which is pretty trustworthy. So I'm going to go for the guy's name is Paul Edwards. Assuming it's a small company, if I just Google Paul, what was the company called again? Frontline-construction.co.uk. Frontline-construction.co.uk. I'll put that in quotes. Shit. New. That is a little bit annoying. Here we go. Contact Paul. Oh no. Websites like Contact Rocket Reach and stuff, I don't trust those. So we go to contact us. This is just going to turn into an email finding thing. So Chelsea is kind of trustworthy. So first last name Paul Edwards. So yeah, because of Chelsea's thing, and I'm just going to go onto their LinkedIn. See, it's only 11 to 50 people. So small companies like this often do just use the first name. So you've got a Lewis Edwards there, Paul Edwards, and is there a Chelsea? Chel. So there's a Chelsea. So there's enough evidence that from between the privacy policy, Chelsea Garcia working at the company, that makes me think that I do just trust the email pattern. So I'm going to go back to Paul Edwards, and it says Paul frontline. Let's see if I change it to Saul Edwards, because it's first name, surname I guess doesn't matter. So yeah, no results. So that just adds to it. So I'm going to go Paul at frontline. What was they called? -construction.co.uk. construction.co.uk. Citysite.co.uk is the next one. Citysite.co.uk. The guy I'm looking for is called Tom Armitage. So we've got Tom Armitage. So it thinks it's first name dot last name. That's valid. So we're going to go for. Let's go with Tom Barmitage. And that's not giving us anything. It's giving us Tom Armitage. So let's go for Som Armitage. This isn't going to give us anything. And that's a good sign. Yeah, cool. So we're going to go back to Tom Armitage. And yeah, it just gives us it very quickly. So it like knows that it's that. So Pure Search, sorry. Okay, so we've got some high confidence, some valid. The guy's name is Logan Naidu. So we go for Logan Naidu. Valid. First name dot last name, so go Logan Kaidu. And it doesn't know anything. So we go Logan Naidu. So that shows that's not just hallucinating. We go David Cully. Oh, sorry. Opening up the right website would help. prs.co.uk. Kind of wish I had more examples of yellow ones. David Cully. So he tested by going David Sully. Ooh. Okay, so if we go back to David Cully, was that the same? David.Cully, but then it also says, it's telling us that David Sully is David PRS. So I'm not certain about it, so I'm going to go back to David Cully. I'm going to just do an exact match search and see if that gives us anything. Yeah. David. Yeah. So between those two things, I've got enough info. It was correct in the first place, but I just wanted to double check because it was doing a bit of hallucinating. So we got that. Oh, fuck, I emailed the wrong thing, so I'm going to go back here. Sorry, I put the wrong thing in. So I'm going to go back there. Again, end of the day. What was the name? Logan Naidu. Logan Naidu. So you can see how you could do 10. So it's taken me 10 minutes to do 10. So it's like 1 a minute. You missed out 1. But you can see how, with a little bit of manual work, you can build very, very, very accurate lists here with Hunter. So yeah, that's how I use Hunter.io.